Let's call the meeting to order. You don't have to run this tape recorder.
We got one thing in it.
Troy, would you lead us?
Judy, you ever run this?
Honey, did you ever find mine recorder?
I have a book for
I'm going to change this a little bit. I want to swear the clerk in for saying. It's not on the agenda, we're going to get it done right now.
Does somebody want to get a picture?
Picture for the paper.
No, I don't have one. Camera.
Okay. Are we ready? I, Michelle Freitas. Repeat after me.
I, Michelle Freitas,
Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
that I have not knowingly violated any law
that I have not knowingly violated any law
related to my election or appointment,
related to my election or appointment,
or caused it to be done by others,
or caused it to be done by others,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations. Roll call. Tim.
Here.
Julie.
Here.
Michelle.
Here.
Troy.
Present.
Judy.
Here.
Dennis.
Here.
Police force.
Here.
Daryl and Steve.
Here, here.
Jana.
Here.
Everybody's here. Meeting minutes.
So we'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Joy, did I hear you?
It wasn't me. He didn't say that.
Okay, okay. I didn't hear somebody, it was like, okay. Agenda for May 9th, 2024.
I'd like to amend that to add, we need to add in the adoption of the uniform bond schedule that's effective July 1st. It has to do with the bonds that are tacked on to the police citations, like court costs, civil legal fee, court automation fee, and if they don't show up at court or make arrangements to do it by phone, they lose that bond. So we have to approve it basically every year.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that into the
Do we want to go on reports or new business? Or
new business, yeah.
Let's go, just mark that down as one for buffet and we'll do it first. Anything else? I know I got something, but I can't remember what it was.
When?
Oh, we need to add Summer Land Conference, and let's do that under number, put that as number 2 with new business. Anything else? And we need to add in the new bank statements or the bank signatures for Michelle to get on. So let's do that under number 3, new business. Okay, is there anything else? Do I have a motion to pass the agenda as amended? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Pay bills. Do we have some bills?
Didn't decide anything.
The checks aren't able to get done, but the vouchers are done.
The vouchers are done.
And we're working on it.
Okay. Has anybody left over the bills?
I looked at them as Julie's going through them. I go ahead and make a motion to approve the bill as written.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Julie? Thank you. Clerk treasurer report.
We're gonna have Julie do it so she understands
Okay.
how we do it. Do you have a ballot sheet and everything?
I didn't know I was doing it.
Yeah, should be there.
And one other thing from the audience, if anybody speaks, please say your name to begin with, so Michelle can get used to who you are.
It's no good when you the profit and loss, because the balance sheet's not going to be accurate.
Here's the tribunal.
But because the accounts aren't reconciled, it's not correct.
Okay.
So our profit and loss, so far for the fiscal year to date, we're looking at a total income of all revenue $611,922.65, and that is from all forms of revenue, including citations. And after our expenses, our net income so far to date is $5,296.46. And that is, again, for everything.
Good to go?
Yeah. Work on it for next time.
Thank you, Julie. Court?
So, total payments for March were $1,689. That includes $90 in court costs. You can see the citations written. This was through actually last, the 7th, because I did my report and I made all the copies and turned it in anticipation of the meeting last Thursday. So we had, I don't know what, 12, 13 citations over the weekend. We've got court this Friday. There's no bench trials. There may be some call-ins. I submitted the COPS financial report on April 25th. We got the court bank account open and just waiting for checks. The Intellic account got switched over. And I said on here I was going to start separate accounting, but I think because the IntelliPay started already, I'm going to start it on May 16th. Let's see, we have this Wyoming Homeland Security grant application that's due on May 21st, and it's for communication equipment for the police department. It's a 100% grant, so there's no match or anything required for that. One thing that is with bond schedule, and then you guys should all have a copy, because I put it on Michelle's desk last week, of the contract with Tyler Technologies. And I sent a copy to Jerry, so he can review it. but, and I sent a copy to Jeff, just so he could look it over, and he said, in his opinion, it was mostly pretty much straight boilerplate. I have not read the whole thing, because that kind of language just makes me kind of explode. So, but everybody should have had a copy of that.
So what is this we're supposed to have a copy of?
It's the contract with Tyler Technologies, it's like
It's
a,
in there.
I didn't see it. No. So we need to have a copy of that?
Yeah, we can get it.
you guys need to just review it, and then it needs to get signed, so that we can start moving forward with that. And I think that's it.
We got our new account, is it up and going and ready to,
The IntelliPay, my understanding from texting with Julie today is that the IntelliPay payments are going into the court account. For some reason, it started way ahead of time. I don't know, all that stuff that you and I went through last week,
right?
they already started putting,
Wow,
I know, so I don't, who knows?
so it's a waste of time.
Well, not really, but, you know. Anyway, so, yeah, so I'm just waiting for the checks. And then, Michelle, I think there's probably a bank statement from April that came to PO Box 96. And if you could just check that tomorrow and get that to me, then I can get that straightened out. And then we'll talk tomorrow about how to transfer things back and forth, because that account has to zero out at the end of every month. So, that's it.
Thank you, Janet. Maintenance, water, sewer, streets, alleys,
What have we left off there?
I don't know.
We've been working, Howard and I and Rod has been helping us out with some things. We've got all the water on Railway, we've mowed it a couple times so far, we're gonna start mowing again tomorrow. We've got 2 lines left to put into, down by the fire hall. We'll finish that up tomorrow, so we should be able to get water on all that starting tomorrow afternoon. We've been fighting some major blow aparts on our transmission lines from the river to where we water, so we finally got that all taken care of today. We finished everything as far as the maintenance goes on the equipment. I can't think of anything else.
Okay, on the Kubota, give the tire shop a call. They will put new tires on it and align the front end.
Does anybody got a trailer that we could borrow to take that Kubota in on to get to Worland?
Who are you taking it to in Warren?
Who you take it to?
Bighorn tire.
Bighorn tire.
Bighorn basin.
They've got a machine that will align it. You can't put it on a regular alignment rack.
Oh, I thought you were.
He said that they can do it way better than the factory reps can a Kubota.
In Cody?
Yeah. But we need to get that done, because if we put new tires on there right now, we're just gonna wear them out again.
Oh, yeah, it's really done a bad job.
Yeah.
Well, it helps when they have air in them too.
Well, amen.
You're welcome to use my little trailer if it's not too long for it. I don't know the measurements.
If the trailer's not too long for the Kubota.
No, if the Kubota's not too long for the trailer. But, yeah.
We can measure it and find out.
Okay,
Yeah, then we can get that in, get it taken care of, and, you know, if you need paid for it, we'll pay you.
not a problem.
If we wreck it, we fix it.
That sounds great.
All right, well, thank you, Bill.
Yeah,
We'll measure it and see if it'll fit on.
okay.
Is that a 1X or a 2X?
One.
How much that Kubota weighs, does anybody know?
Now Shane's 1 axle hauled it, but was loaded on it.
I want to say they weigh around between 8 to 10,000 pounds, maybe.
Do you think it'll handle 1,000 pounds?
Probably.
Okay. We'll take a look at it. Bill.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you much.
It's available if you'd like to use it.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, won't you just go in and drop it off and then you bring his trailer home and then go back
Yeah.
with it instead of that way you'll have it back that day?
Yeah. He probably wants us to keep it for him, then he ain't gonna do anything for Mama.
It's going camping at the end of the month.
There you go.
Okay, moving on. Dennis, water.
Meeting coming up Thursday.
Anything changed? Anything different?
We're gonna go and, we overspent, so we gotta go through the,
Typical government.
typical government. We gotta go through and see how it's gonna come out, so.
Yeah.
But we won't know that until Thursday when they have their meeting, so.
Okay.
So you're saying there could be another possible rate increase?
Possible. We overspent $35,000.
That's just a drop in the bucket.
Well, that's okay, if the town of Manderson will give it to us, and then I have to be fine too.
Well, according to one of the council members, the town of Manderson is broke, but they can, you know,
Well, we are. We had
without
600
putting them in front of the council.
We had 611,000 we spent, and we've only got 5,000 good. We're not in very good shape, guys.
Okay, let's move on, please.
Yeah, traffic's starting to pick up a little bit, we can see. We just got back with Drew for yearly training certification. She did real well certified. We actually added a new odor to her fentanyl this year. So she'll be able to learn on that also now. So, yeah, just gonna keep moving forward, get ready for summer.
Thank you. Don't you got 30 more minutes to give us?
No,
No?
I was just gonna ask you what happened to the chief.
What?
Where is the chief? They don't work on Monday?
I'm working the tire shop
He even
on
gets days
days.
off once in a while.
Okay, ordinance. What do we got on ordinance?
I don't have a clue.
Julie, you know?
Talking about changing some ordinances, no?
No,
Okay.
not that I know of.
We're good then.
Then let's move right along. Thea, Park.
That should basically be park first.
Wow.
Is this, let's see, is she down below there?
For chicken
She's
permit.
under old business for park and new business for chickens.
But anyway, I'm gonna go first on this deal.
Are you going on ordinance?
No, I'm going on the park.
Oh, okay.
So anyhow, on the park, we've had a few people that's jumped the gun on the park. And basically, what happened at that meeting, and I've listened to the meeting and everything else, it was discussed, it was tabled. So we got some of the folks, mainly the folks from out of town, all concerned about it. And I'll tell everybody in this audience tonight that the park is not moving. It is not going anywhere. I would have never signed my name to move in the park because we've got no really good place to put a park. So I just want the public to know that the park is going absolutely nowhere. Thea, you're up.
Great, awesome. Then that makes it seem short. I was gonna try it real quick. That makes it faster. So yes, as people saw, I did make a petition to kind of get the community's input on the discussion about the park, and I did get 49 signatures, and that does include some people that don't live in town, but they live in the neighboring communities and they use the park. So I just wanted to make sure that the council is aware that the community and surrounding communities that use our park are in favor of keeping the park where it's at. And I understand that it was a discussion, and since it was a discussion about a community thing that Manderson doesn't have very many of, that the community really, really needed to have a say or have a voice, and that's what this was about. So I do appreciate your comments, that really helps a lot.
Can we get a copy of that?
Absolutely.
And whenever there's a petition, we do not recognize anybody's name on it that doesn't live in town. This is your folks' town,
So while we're on the park, I brought it up at the last meeting, that we need to do some work over there. And we need to, I asked for the council the last meeting if we could get some grass seed, till that up, start cleaning that park up, doing some things that need to be done over there to make it look good again, fixing some equipment, doing some different things over there. I would like to bring that back to the table while we're on parks is whatever we spend at the park, I think should come out of community funds. Because we've got another big year coming, hopefully we get a lot more deferments, which will help us take care of a lot of things with that community fund. But we need to do some work on the restrooms, we need to get some grass in there, and what I'd like to really see is I'd like to see the community get involved. I mean, there was such an uprising about this getting done or keeping everything there, but if we're gonna do this, let's get more of the people in the community involved to help put that park back in shape and do the things that we need to get done. Like, you know, we get that tilled up, we're gonna need to do a lot of raking to get the old grass out of there. You know, at the next meeting, I would like to bring to the council, I'll have numbers on it, but I'd like to see about putting an underground water line through the park over there. Because that's the hardest place and cost us the most time to water than any place in town that we've got. So I'll have the numbers on that, but I would like to have anybody entertain a motion to go ahead and let's get, and understand this, public, if we do this, if the council agrees to start working on fixing that park up, once we plant that grass, we're gonna have to put a fence across north or east to west, because we're gonna have to keep everybody off that grass for about a month. We'll still have a path that will come through there to go to use the restroom, but we're not gonna grow any grass if we're gonna have people on it once it's planted. So, that's what I was talking about last meeting. If anybody wants to open it up for discussion, I would be happy to hear what everybody's got to say.
The fence around the north and the,
Well, what that'll do
like a
is
6-foot fence around there where we can put the plastic in it.
to block the wind and stuff, that, you know, that would be something that, and that's gonna be probably a pretty big cost, so we need to look at that cost.
But
totally.
everybody wants to save the park, so we need to do everything we can.
Exactly, with the money we've got available.
Well, I think probably beneficial to get out of my list of what we're gonna be spending it on.
What's that, Troy?
I think it'd be beneficial if we got an itemized list of what is projected to be spending on.
Yeah, I think
What
you're
needs to
exactly
get fixed on the bathrooms, what's that gonna cost?
right. And I'll definitely have that for next meeting, but as far as the grass, I mean, do we need, you know, we're looking at $100 for seed probably.
Now, where are you gonna grass, just the one end?
From the basketball court to the south end needs to be redone.
And then are you leaving sand underneath all
Yeah.
the swings and all that, all the toys or whatever over there?
And Jordan had a good idea when I was talking to him the other day about, yeah, you know, and I think it's very expensive, but we could look into it as putting the rubber, whatever it is, instead of sand in there, and rubber,
It is expensive,
I thought it was.
yeah.
Okay, I'd just like to make a comment that out of the 49 signatures, there's 7 people in town that signed this.
That's what I know.
But it's like Thea said, is there's probably a lot on that list if you look through it that, you know, we do have community people that use that park. So, you know, I think that we've got to take that into consideration too.
We gotta take them into consideration, but we'll take in our community first, because these people here are the ones that are paying for it.
But in all reality, the park's staying where it's at, so it
Yeah.
really don't make any difference.
It don't. But what I want to let out, that when we do a petition, let's try to keep it within the scope and the bounds of the town of Manderson. Okay, water increase.
Is the motion that died on the grass or what?
Oh,
Call for a motion.
Motion that we pay for grass seed to get that ball rolling.
do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Water rate increase.
To do the third reading.
Is it? I thought we did.
No, we
Did the second. Okay, the third, do I have a motion to pass the water rate increase, the third and final reading?
I'll make that motion, go ahead and pass it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. New business. Number 1. The bond that you were talking
Yes,
about.
it's the uniform bond schedule that is assigned to each ticket. There's a certain amount that they add on for court fees, there's a court cost, court automation fee, and a civil legal services fee. And if they do not attend court, either physically or some of them telecommute, they're on the phone, then they are forfeiting that.
Yeah.
Julie, so really the only fee, it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah,
The only fee that comes out of that bond schedule is the court costs, the
Just that one?
court costs.
okay.
So we don't,
We don't
what
charge
we do
the
is we just use that bond schedule, we can adopt that bond schedule. And it's, so for example, and it's the same as it always has been, but so for going 40 into 30, it's $140. $10 of that is court costs and 130 is the fine or the book.
So we're basically just adopting the state.
to stay what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not, I just want to be real clear, the town is not sending any money to the state for doing
Right.
those things.
Right.
Janet sent me the whole thing, I went to print it, I went, ooh, 39 pages, maybe I don't want to print this.
Most of it is not
Yeah. First two
applicable to
it's in the
Manderson.
first
A
two
lot
pages.
of it's game and fish laws and things like that. But
Yeah. Do I have a motion to accept the bond schedule?
I'll make the motion that we pass or approve the uniform bond schedule.
Do I have a second?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. WAM conference. There's a paper that I was supposed to fill out and it's not too late. I want to appoint him as the voting member at the WAM conference. Does anybody have any problems?
Does anybody else want to go to summer? When?
Where is it?
Pinedale.
When is it?
5th through the 7th,
Of June.
June.
When do we have to let you know?
If you wanna go, go.
Immediately.
If you wanna go, dear, go.
Put me down.
All right. Anybody else?
I might consider going.
When's your consideration gonna come
When do you
into
have to have it
play?
turned in?
Probably by the end of the week.
All right, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right, Julie? You're too busy.
Yeah.
We would take you to the summer conference, but I think it's more important to send her to the WAM kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when is that, do you know? I think it's in September.
She gets emails about me, I don't know.
Keep it,
I'll keep an eye out for it.
keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
Okay.
So is that all we've got on, what, we don't need to make a motion? Okay, let's move on to number 3. I can't read my writing, what was number
Bank
3?
signature.
Oh, the new bank signature card. We've got to redo the signature card because we're adding a shell to it. So hopefully this will be the last time we do it for a while. But before anybody leaves, everybody's got to sign this. And it's color coded to your name. Make sure you sign every place where your name is so she can get it back to the bank tomorrow.
So did we make a motion to put her on, motion a second to put her on the account, or do we need to do that so it's in the minutes?
We've got to, because there's got to be a resolution and it's gotta be in the minutes and the bank's gotta have the, so do I have a motion to put Michelle on the bank?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thea, chicken permit.
I turned it in,
We just have to approve, she put in a permit to have chickens.
Okay. Have you read the,
yes.
okay. Well, since we done this once and it's failed, I think what we're going to ask is you get your pin ready
Okay,
and you've got to give us permission to inspect it. If you need a copy of the ordinance to know what to do with the pin,
nope, I'm good.
you're good.
Yes, sir.
Get it ready and we'll come and look at it, and if there's nothing wrong with it, you've got it.
What's the
Okay,
limit on
okay.
chickens?
The limit on chickens, I thought we said at one point was 9, wasn't it?
No, it was 12.
Was it 12?
Dennis, was it 12 or 13?
Oh,
12.
so we don't got a baker's dozen.
Yeah. And I only had up to 10, but I really just want 20. So, not gonna come close to that.
You just want something for the kids to play with, not to eat the eggs.
Probably, yeah.
Little bowl.
Kind of get them into the farm life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, I will let you guys know as soon as I've got that and go from there.
Sounds good.
So I will go ahead and make a motion to accept Thea's chicken permit with the parameters that we inspect before you get your chickens.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
And this may not be the right time, Rod, but Jordan called me, and does he have to apply for a permit and then do the same?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everybody
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
So he buys the permit first?
Oh, you knew there was a cost of the permit, right?
It wasn't listed on the form, so.
I thought we,
There isn't one on the, I printed the form out.
It's not
there isn't
on
one
the
on
form.
oh, I thought we put
Ordinances
it
either.
25.
But there is a charge.
We put it, there's a charge in the ordinance.
It's in the ordinance, it's either
Yeah.
20 or
I
25.
think it's
It's not, but
25.
it's not on the form.
Oh, okay, but it's,
I read the ordinance and it said that the fee would be determined at budget, so it's not actually
But
outlined.
we did in a meeting at one time, so
Yeah, we
let's
did.
get them back there in the
I
meetings.
think I paid 25.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll make a note so I'll know.
very good.
So I'll
Thank
say,
you,
I
Thea.
was thinking it was the same as the
yeah,
building
there's a
permit.
fee.
so-
Okay. Thanks.
Boy, we're gonna get out of here early. Go.
One. Just to make things above board, to build their pen, do they need a building permit?
It depends upon how portable it is. Is it gonna be cemented into the ground or not?
I don't think we need to go that far.
Well, if it's cemented, then you'd have to.
Yeah, if it's a permanent structure, they have to get a building
Like,
permit.
just like the sheds that are on skids, we don't have to have a building permit for, but if you build something and.
Well, yeah, we don't have to have a building permit for it, but we do have to have a building permit to move things.
Yeah, because that's why we got the building permits to keep people from bringing junk.
It was
How are you gonna build it?
Actually, there was already a chicken coop already on our property that I'm fixing up. And then using materials I already have, it's gonna have just a framed in chicken run. It's gonna be about 6 foot. It's gonna be at the back side of my house. I did make sure that it's in the backyard as outlined by the ordinance. And that's where it's gonna be. And it's not gonna be in the ground. It's just gonna be like a wood frame. Like I could, not really, I'm not strong. But if I was strong enough, I'd be able to pick it up and move it around.
Yeah.
Just so if we end up having to move it later on, once ever chickens.
If you've got the frame and everything there and you're just remodeling it, I don't think she needs a building permit because if you're replacing a fence, an existing fence, you don't need one. She's not building a new building, so,
She's just renovating or redoing.
yeah, renovating an old one, so.
You're good to go.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Okay, Travis. Travis is not here. Travis for the council conduct. Travis for jobs bid. Not here. Travis for contract town joint powers. Not here. Mayor comments. I don't have any tonight.
That's good.
Public comments. Jude.
Mayor, I would like to know if they have started getting the forms out for the people who want to run for council this year and for the registered voting thing that they have to do through the town.
Yeah, it's
So
just
when that
starting though.
first came out, we didn't have a clerk, and so we arranged to do it through the county.
So are you gonna bring it back here?
We can,
Well, I think you
we
should.
can talk, we can have you call Lori Smallwood at the county clerk, and let her know that you're here now. 'Cause yeah, when they originally contacted us, we had nobody.
Okay, I'm just asking.
So can you do it in either place or just do it here?
You can do it either place.
And they are gonna have voting here.
Right, they do every time.
And, I mean, they put notices out, so, the 15th of this month is your last opportunity to register to vote or to change your party.
No, and I may be wrong, this is something you may want to check, but usually if we're giving out the paperwork to do that, the county will not mess with it. So I would suggest if you're want to run, get your paperwork here. As in the past, the county said that was up to us, but where we didn't have a clerk, they were going to do it. So I would strongly suggest getting it here because they may turn you down.
I believe that's due by the end of the month.
Yes.
So if you call Lori Smallwood in the morning, I gotta go to Basin for parts sometime tomorrow, I can pick that stuff up.
Any other comments? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jordan Vigil. I live over here at 204 Center in Peg Elliott's old place. And the dogs across the way are barking morning, noon, and night. And they're outside tethered, you know, and me and my wife are really observant when it comes to water and food.
And they're not.
And the dogs jump across that chain link fence, and one of these days, you're gonna see a dead dog on the outside.
And they are also very aggressive.
Very.
They came in my driveway and I had to back into my house.
Well, that's because they've been chained up all this time and nobody pays any attention.
And the two black ones are the ones that run, but the yellow one in the front yard came over and almost went over my fence to get my dogs. But, you know, they are very aggressive dogs.
I had a complaint from another person today, but what I'm telling everybody is, we need to, if we've got complaints about anything, we've got complaint forms in the office.
Oh, I see.
We need to fill out a complaint form and sign that complaint form.
Oh, I see.
Because that's the only way that our officers can deal with that.
Actually, there's a lot of people in town that have talked to me that won't fill out an application in fear of retaliation against them, so they will not fill one out.
Well, the thing is they would go no further than what this council is here, so there'll be no retaliation from anybody. I mean, we're sworn into, for our secrecy on these matters, so, you know, you fill a complaint out, it's filed in a file, and that's as far as it goes.
Well, I guess I'll let it know too, those dogs are driving us nuts.
Well,
We hear 'em
I don't know how
day
you
and
guys,
night, and then everybody else's start barking right along with them, but those are about the worst over
I
there.
don't know how you guys uptown put up with them, because when I can hear them down at my place, I mean, it drives me crazy, and I'm not even close to where you guys live.
But what do? Start fining them? And then how are we gonna handle this, even if
Well-
a complaint is filed?
You know, and that's something that Rod needs to talk to BJ about before we answer that, but I think that as long as we got the complaint, then they can issue the citation. I'm not sure, but you'll talk to BJ about that, Rod.
Yeah. And it's not only the dogs, we're gonna start going after people with dirty yards. There's no reason for some of the yards in town to look like they do. I got some people to clean up theirs partially, but we're going to have to get on them. There's no reason for this town, I'm sorry, to look like a pigsty.
Let's rephrase it. Not all of the town looks that way.
No,
Yeah, but the few that do make the whole town look that way.
Ones that allow trash in their front yard and,
Yep,
yeah.
absolutely.
And all the,
Chris?
I do have a question. I've talked to my mom about it, and she said that she's talked with councils before. Down there at the end of our property where we have our fence at, down there, down the bottom part of that ditch. At one point, we were gonna put the fence up next to the sidewalk. Someone from the town said, no, that belongs to the town, you can't have that. And then talked to someone else, well, why don't you take care of that? That's your property. Is there anything that, I know it's probably gonna be surveyed or whatever, I get that, but is the town claiming from the sidewalk down to our fence, or is that part of that lot?
That's not even ours, it's state.
Or
Off the front of the property going towards.
on the upper end. Yeah.
I think what the rules is, and I don't know, you'd have to look at Helen's survey, but I know that if you look at the fence in front of Butcher's and the fence in front of Barbers and that,
Right.
they're all like 3 feet or 2 feet from the sidewalk, and I think that's state responsibility, not, town, because no, we don't own that.
And I was just wondering on that, because, you know, you talk with one person, oh yeah, well, you own clear up to the sidewalk, another person, well, no, the state owns that, the town wants that. I got no problem taking care of what belongs to us.
Right.
But I'm not going to take care of the state property or the town property and not have anything there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know where the property line is.
And I get that there has to be a survey done, I was just wondering.
well, like in front of our house, there's what, 2 feet, 3 feet in front of ours, and that's been there forever, so I don't know if it was controlled by somebody when they put that in there. Because, we didn't, but it's been there for.
Well, and the thing about it is, instead of you guys going through all the expense to survey or do the state or whatever, can we get on there with the brush hog? I mean, is it too steep and grade?
It's essentially,
It's steep.
if you're brave enough, you can get on there, but that's about it. I mean, I essentially want to go in there and put railroad ties and raise red flower beds for my mom, but I don't want to do all that if it's good, well, that belongs to the town, so thank you for the free, but,
It ain't ours, you'd have to deal with the state on that fence, and
Okay.
then deal with, or have Helen, I don't know if she's got documentation of her surveys and stuff, but you could find it out real easy if you got that.
Yeah, that's
Or
the
go to
biggest
the
thing.
courthouse,
Finding out where she got her stuff at, that's the biggest thing.
absolutely. Sharon,
I appreciate that, sorry for,
Sharon's got a question.
Oh, Sharon?
So that was my question too, is like in front of the bar and campground out toward the road, is that belongs to the state? Are they supposed to plow it, or not plow it, but,
Mow it.
mow it and all that? And
That's
same
right away.
along-
No,
When I've lived in cities, it was the same thing. There was your property, there's the sidewalk, and then there's what we always called the hell straws. And that belonged to the city, but property owners are required to maintain it.
See, and I asked somebody once and they said, oh no, don't even touch that or you'll get in trouble and fined. Because like, it looks stupid, I mean, why don't they mow it or how do you find out who's supposed to mow it?
I've seen the state mow it.
And I've seen
In a
the state
while.
mow it.
But every spring they'll mow it, but that's about all. But it's always been the state.
it's not for snow.
Yeah, it's definitely out there, that's state highway, so.
But it's even like the road coming into that spot through there. Who do you get in touch with to find out who's supposed to mow that or if we have permission to mow it or?
Good luck. You don't even see them mow the roads or the highways hardly at all.
I think
Once a
I just
year.
mow it.
I'm sure they'll give you permission to mow it.
Yeah.
This is just, I don't know if you guys saw in the Basin paper a couple weeks ago, someone in the letters to the editor were concerned about when Councilman Tim was talking to the chief about budget and the tickets and needing to have a minimum number of tickets, and he was concerned about quotas and that the town was thinking about doing that. I just want to know if the council would be interested in clarifying that, just because I think all of us here know that that really wasn't what the discussion was, but, you know.
I'll certify that, that's real easy. What we was talking about that night is we were talking about the E-system. And we was talking about if we could afford the E-system or not. And I brought up the fact, and this had nothing to do with quotas, because number one, it's illegal. It's wholly, you know what, to ask anybody to do a quota. So what we were talking about that night was E-citations trying to, or the E-equipment to see if we could, and I need to respond to that letter to the editor. So, as you all know, I'm a numbers guy. BJ will tell you that. But I looked at the numbers to see where we were at last year's budget. So you remember me asking Janet, was that budget pretty much concrete, or was there some wiggle room in that? So what we was trying to do, and then I brought up the fact that if that budget was correct, then through my numbers, which I said would be very easy to do, because May is a busy month. So I was given the numbers off what I'd gotten to figure out where we was gonna be when the fiscal year ended. So that guy took everything way out of context. I mean, have we ever asked you guys for a quota?
No.
No.
No, it's officer discretion.
Because number one, we know it's illegal.
Quota,
And I'm not afraid to say it. The guy that wrote that's an idiot, so that's just the way it is.
I just know that the town, we already kind of, we got a lot going on, so, and I wanted to make sure that that was publicly clarified for those who don't, know our police and.
Thank you, Thea, because thank you.
Well, yeah, they get accused of being a speed trap.
I know, right in plain sight.
Yeah, it is not a speed
Yeah,
trap.
but if these guys would quit hiding behind trees and buildings.
I think our cops do great for this town. I think it's one of the best things this town's ever done.
I agree.
I
Anybody
appreciate that
else?
they patrol every day. They go down our street.
Amen.
Yes.
One more quick one. So I just want to say about the park, me, the wife, and my kids use that park, and the kids enjoy it. And me and the wife think it's in a good spot, with the church being right there, you know what I mean? And like Judy was, or I think it was Judy, saying about the fence, you know what I mean? It's a good idea. But one more thing, we have noticed more and more cigarette butts at the park. You know what I mean? My kids are little and they pick those suckers up and it's like,
Yeah.
Jimmy, you go over there.
I didn't believe
Yeah, the gravel part where the playground equipment is, it could probably use a refresh, because I found broken glass in that. And so that would probably be my biggest concern with the park, is just that part where the little kids mostly play,
Well, the cigarettes, we can have a sign made up that there's cigarette butt, whatever they call those things. that drop-
Ashtrays.
Ashtray, or they call them something different, them tall ones, and maybe put 2 or 3 of those up around the playground.
So what you going to do, say no butts in the park?
But you're nasty.
That leaves him out, that means he can't go in there.
That's right. I'll put that in my cost analysis for everybody's next meeting.
Mayor, may I ask, why were you guys considering moving the park?
It was just something that was brought up because it is trashy around there, and If somebody brings something to us, we're going to look at it.
Well, I was just curious of why.
We're not just going to close our eyes and.
Well, right, I get it.
No, because part of it, because it's trashy around there, we need to get people around that park to clean up their stuff. If that park reflects on us.
Yeah, it
And
does.
When they let that park dye the grass, it reflects on us. So.
I was just curious of why.
Yeah.
I wasn't here at that meeting, so I just was curious.
Who owns the empty weed spot around there, right there to it on the right-hand side when you go that direction?
You know, I don't know their name, but they're going to get, there'll be one of them to get a citation.
They'll get a letter.
A letter, and then a citation. If we've got to go in and clean it up, we'll go clean it up and we'll charge them. So, but on the park stuff, you know, a lot of people want that park there. It would be nice to see a lot of people come help us a little bit.
Well, why don't you get a day and advertise that that's the day and have people come and do a potluck or something for the whole entire day?
We can do that. Good idea.
But you just can't clean up the park, you need to clean up around it so it's attractive to go to. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
So, any other?
I'll show you a cute fence idea.
I don't think there's no executive session.
Mayor, I would need about 3 hours of the council's time tonight, if I may. Just kidding.
You're not funny.
Just kidding. These guys thought it was funny.
You're gonna go clean up the park.
Any council comments?
Yes, I got a couple. Just a statement, we'll run out of time. We need to really get cracking on this budget.
What is today?
13th, I think?
We've had one budget meetings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need 2 more.
Okay.
Can you help get the stuff ready for the budget?
Yeah, I've already worked on a bunch of it.
Okay, so are we ready to have another meeting soon, or are you to that point?
Give me a week,
Yeah, because it's not going into.
so I can go back, because I haven't touched it in about 2 weeks.
Who's got a calendar on their phone? Julie said she needs about a week more on it.
Yeah, because I haven't looked at it in 2 weeks, but I did spend time on it.
20th is on Monday, that's a week. Or Thursday would be the 23rd.
Because it's got, I mean, it's,
You have to have 3.
yeah, but it's not gotta be sent in till the 30th of June.
Right.
Okay, so why don't, if she needs a week, why don't we give her the week and have her get that stuff to us so we can go through it, so when we come in, we know where we're at on that.
So how about I shoot for getting it to you guys by the 21st, so we can meet the 23rd?
How about you get it to us by the 21st and we do it on the 27th?
That works too.
Because that gives us time to go through it.
Is that good for you guys? And we can do our.
And this is gonna be at night here? This is at night, because if it's during the week, you can't do it during the day.
That's true.
No, it'd be at 6:30, regular time. Does that work for you, Troy?
Yeah, that'll work.
So when I get it done, I'll just email it to Michelle, and Michelle can print it out and get it to everybody.
Sounds good. You got something else, Troy?
Yeah, our sewer system, is it back up to code yet?
I didn't think it was out of code. If it was, nobody let me know about it.
Mike Delos I talked to, because when I called Mike, I said, are you aware of this? We got this in the mail. He goes, no, I've already talked to them, and I've already talked to Rod.
Oh, I can speak with that, I'm sorry.
Was it you, not Rod? Did he
No, Mike Dallas and I met with somebody from the DEQ and somebody the DEQ hired. So that was 3.5, 4 hour meeting.
It was
I mean, has anybody out there ever dealt with the DEQ? They are idiots, every one of them. Anyhow, our TTSs and our affluents have been high, but not constantly. So it's like Mike Dallas tried to tell him, he said, there's something that's gotta be in the sampling. Because we'll go 3 months on TTSs, total suspended solids is what that means. And we'll go 3 months and it will be absolutely 0. Then the next month, they give you 360 TTSs a week, and then, no, they give you, 360 and then per week. But on a month, it's got a total less than that. That doesn't even make sense, but it does. So we'll be 3 points over on the TTSs when they sample, which is, it's like Mike said, he said that's no major deal, but you get a bunch of paper pushers in Washington that brings this stuff down to the state level. Mike's been doing this for a lot of years. He said there's not an issue. Well, it's an issue with those guys. So it'll be 0 for 3 months, and then it'll be 3 points over. Our, what did I say it was? Affluent?
Affluent,
Yeah. That's the same way. We're 3 months good, and then we're 1 month bad. So, and I'm glad you brought that up because we need to talk about that. I think what we need to do is Mike and I firmly believe it's in the sampling. We have got an outfit out of Sheridan coming over doing the sampling, and it's got to be in, by the time they take that sample, it's going to be back in Sheridan to the lab within 6 hours. He's doing Worland, Manderson, Basin, Grable. I don't believe that you can have 3 months 0 and then 1 month this bad. So what I think we ought to do is find out the day they're sampling. Let them go ahead and get the sample, then let's sample behind them after they're gone. And let's take that sample to core laboratories in Billings. That's gonna tell us if it's in the sampling or not. If theirs is showing bad on the TTSs and the affluent, and ours shows good, then they're not getting into the lab in time.
You know, that really does fall in with how the bills have been going too, because we get the PACE regular sampling things, and about every 3 months, something goes wonky, so then they do all this extra sampling, and they get to go to energy labs, and what's been just, you know, maybe 800 a month goes up to 4,000.
Yeah, it's generally 18, but you're exactly right. They've got to do it 9 times a year. And I forget how many months of it, that 9 times a year, it's got to be done twice. And then it's got to even be done more if that comes back bad.
But it seems to be happening about every 3 months, yeah.
So I think I was looking at it the other day, and it seems like it averaged about 1,800 a month, and then it goes to 3,600 to 4,000. And, you know, and that's where I think that, anybody's never sat in his seat. It's really hard to try to realize what it costs a town to operate. I mean, you take let's just average it out at 3,000 on our sampling. Then we got a Vantech that comes in, and what's that every 3 months? When they clean the pods and do all that stuff, that's $5,000 or $6,000. And then all the other things that go into it with like we're talking, I mean, there's a lot of money that goes out of this sewer end of it every month, guys. But I think that's what we need to do, is go in and behind them, get a sample, get it to Billings, and then let's match them up.
To clarify that, I was aware that there was a meeting, but I was in an ambulance on my way to Billings, so I didn't get to the meeting.
You get a pass.
I sat through it, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should have just stayed.
You get a pass on that one.
Yeah.
Well, that was, so it would have been nice to have the airport temp aware of it too, so.
It was interesting. Are we still on council comments?
Yeah.
I have one other thing to bring up. Are we not getting these water bills cleared up? It's not looking real good right here.
I've had 3 people contact me in the last couple days saying that they haven't gotten their bill yet, and I know Michelle got them out, her
Did
first
you get
day.
yours?
We did.
Did you get yours?
I haven't got it.
Not yet.
I
When did you
even
get yours?
paid it, but I haven't got it today.
So mine come in a week or so ago and they just got theirs yesterday.
Oh, yeah, we're not finished
And
yet.
they're all done at the exact same
Yeah,
time.
she did them
Haven't got
all.
ours.
And I didn't get ours either.
Are they being sent out or are they being stamped here so she can just put them out here at the post office?
They're supposed to send them out.
Tia?
That's what they're supposed to do.
Ever since it was brought to my attention that that was a concern back in February, ever since then, everything that comes to the Manderson post office is sent to Casper.
Deanne, how does Grable do that? Does it go to Casper?
Yes,
Okay.
Isn't that all changing? It's gonna start going to billings and everything?
eventually, yes.
And they have no choice.
Yeah, I know.
So, anybody missing their bills can come into the office now and probably get it, but they were sent out, so.
So Troy ain't got his.
Marty hasn't gotten his.
Marley
Barley
hasn't-
did get his, I handed it to him personally. He's the only one I did it to, but I handed it to him personally.
I didn't get mine.
I emailed those.
Wow.
And she's got her email. If they have their email in their setup, I'll turn those. If their email's in their setup, we can email them if they like. There's a couple people in town that have provided their email address.
They said they're all sent out except for the one.
Janet?
Well, I didn't get mine either, and,
Okay.
and, yeah, it's sending them out by email, I mean, stamps are gonna go up again, it's gonna be almost
Yeah.
$1, plus
So
the envelope,
Janet
plus
didn't
the
get
time.
hers.
So, if we can just, I mean, there might be a way to just have people put a
Debbie?
note in the next month's
Did you send
water
it?
bills and say, if you wanna get these by email,
Debbie
save the
said
town some money,
that. Leroy
let us
Debbie
know.
said that they get theirs.
Yeah.
I thought he did it. Yeah, she came in and talked to me this morning.
So I wonder why, because they're all going down at the same time, why did you get yours 2 weeks later than we got ours? And why does a lot of these guys not even getting theirs?
Well, you're dealing with postal service.
Careful now, you're gonna get in trouble.
No, once it
Very,
leaves,
very true.
the
I think
magical
the
world of
post
the post
office
office
is-
is magic.
We didn't get ours in the mail, but Julie emailed me mine yesterday.
But everybody's forcing us into going online for everything, and I hate it.
I do too,
They're
because
forcing us to go online.
I don't trust people, so I'd rather have a paper trail.
Me too.
Excuse me, Michelle has something to say.
I would just like to ask everybody, if you have any issues from now going forward, could you please just come to me and kind of try to keep Julie out of everything now? If I can't handle it, if I don't know what to do, then I will go to Julie. But I really appreciate if everybody started coming to me when they have issues, bills, any of that stuff. I'm trying to learn, and I can't learn if you guys are taking all your issues to Julie and not me.
And
Well,
Julie-
you also have to understand, young lady, we don't know you. We trust her.
I think you're the only one that doesn't know me, everyone else in here
We're
knows
not
me.
going to go there. We've got a clerk now.
I get that.
We're going to use the clerk.
But, you know, she is a little snotty with people. I've had
No,
people
hey,
calling
that's
me.
enough. That
Just
is
saying.
enough. That's why we can't keep clerks in here, as we don't treat them right. This one's
I
going to
didn't
get
mistreat
treated
her.
well. Yeah, but I don't like your remark.
Well, I'm not the one who said it, and I'm sorry if I don't know you, I can't trust you.
You're done? We're done. Go ahead and call for a motion to adjourn. I'm done.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor? Aye. All right. Meeting adjourned. Next meeting, next meeting is a special meeting, but the regular meeting is June 13th, 2024.
Thank you guys for coming.